My name is Charlie, and this... Alright, what's going on? I did that. Alright. Okay, what's going on, everybody? My name is Charlie, and... Okay, what's going on, everybody? My name is Charlie, but for all intents as... What's that say? I'm going to be referring to myself as Gambit, because that's what my social presence, that's what my online presence is, and that's, oh my god. I'm going to be referred to, I'm going to be, hello. Oh my god, why is this so difficult? I'm on my own in my apartment talking to a camera. Fuck's sake. Right, come on. What's going on, everybody? My name's Charlie. However, for all intents and purposes of this channel and my online presence and social media, I'm going to be referring to myself as Gambit. Now, I've been wanting to start this channel for a long time. A channel dedicated specifically to, mainly to poker. You know, I did a channel back in the day when I was traveling around America, and I put a lot of effort into it, but it didn't really get anywhere, so I sacked that off. But I've always wanted to start a channel dedicated to poker. So this is it. This is it. The first video that I'm going to be making, this video, is going to be it's going to be like a review of the tournament that I played recently in Coventry, which was the Golaith, and I actually came third in it. So I've been wanting to make this specific video like ever since the Goliath happened. Obviously, like I actually wanted to make a vlog of the whole entire thing, but I was rushing around when I had to leave, and I didn't have time to get my camera and all the stuff and blah blah blah. But anyway, I ended up subliminally like sort of doing lots of stuff on my Instagram story, and because I obviously got so far, I had a lot of stuff on my story. My story was packed, so it ended up being kind of like a vlog anyway on my story. So I figured what would be a good idea is to basically effectively put all that together, and then just sort of commentate over the top of it and review it and go back through it and whatnot and blah 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 blah. And then also I'm gonna do like a review of the final table, because I can get the content directly from Grosvenor on their YouTube, and then I can talk over it and whatnot. So I've been wanting to do this for a long time, but I think the underlying reason why I didn't is because I didn't really want to sort of relive it again. I know that sounds a bit negative, because obviously I did so well and I'm so buzzing with how I did, but I wish I'd done better, you know. I'm the most competitive person you will ever meet in your life. Like, you know, I'm one of them people who is just like, if you're not first, you're last type mentality. And I don't know if it's good or if it's bad, but you know, because even if we're playing like a little family game like charades or something, or like I have to win. So you know, I just didn't. I've been through it. And, you know, I've relived them moments of like, oh God, you know, what if, or what if I did this, what if I did that, what if that happened, what if this happened, you know, things might have been different. And I've not stopped replaying it over and over and over in my head. You know, did I do things right? You know, could I have done things better? What mistakes did I make, you know? And so I think that's the reason why I've not really, it's taken me so long to do this video, because Yeah, I wish I could have done better. I wish I could have taken it down. I was so close. I was so close to winning. So close. And just to like have that trophy like sat behind me right now, or the small trophy that you get anyway, would have been amazing. But anyway, yeah. Sorry, I'm rambling. This is going to be a theme of the channel. So a little introduction to me anyway, for the people who don't know me. My name's Charlie Tarimo. Born and bred in Manchester, and I have actually been playing poker full time as my sole income for just over a year now. I started in September 21. So what are we now? Where are we now? We're in November. So it's like what, 14 months? So yeah, 14 months or so. Yeah, and I managed to bink this in my first year of playing full time. So God knows how I'm going to top it for my second year. I've kind of like set the bar a bit too high for my first year. It's a bit crazy, really. And it's funny because I've watched it back. I've watched the final table back. I've not watched my Instagram story back. I've watched the final table back, and yeah, one of the commentators said like, "Oh, I'm not too sure if it's all recreational players on this final table." And he said, "I think it is." He said he was pretty sure it's all recreational players. But it wasn't like I was. It sounds so weird saying it. I don't know why, because nobody really knows me, so it doesn't really feel like it's true. But I have been a pro for the last 14 months. So I'm based at 235 Casino in Manchester, playing a 1-1 game. So the smallest stakes game possible, pretty much, even though it plays super, super deep. So I've been grinding that for the last 14 months, and then this tournament came along. You know, I wanted to go to a big event and, you know, have that feeling of playing at a big event for the first time as a full-time player. Because obviously that's the hopes and dreams, is to, you know, to travel around the world playing all these events, blah blah blah. So I messaged a very good mate of mine, who I met through the poker scene, and we drove down basically and played this comp. And yeah, it went from one extreme to the other. So yeah, I've decided to go for the name Gambit because I'm a big Marvel fan, and he's basically the guy who's, you know, got the special cards for his powers and whatnot. So he's a card player. He owns like a card room, and yeah, I thought that would be a cool little name to have for my poker vlogs and whatnot. So it's funny because obviously this is all kind of like new to me, and, you know, playing big events and blah blah blah. And obviously playing on a stream as well for the first time. I've never ever played on a stream in my life. That was my very, very first time playing on stream. So it was a huge moment. It was really overwhelming. The whole thing was overwhelming, but we'll get to that later on. But what was funny was I didn't know you could change your name on the actual stream. So, you know, if people call you by a nickname, you can have your nickname on the stream. So when the final table first started, I had obviously my name as Charlie on there. And then you can watch it. You can watch the stream while you play it. You can watch like you can see the stream while you're playing. And I noticed that one of the guys' names, it said Geegs, and I was like, that's clearly not his actual born Christian name or whatever, Sunday name. And that's obviously a nickname. So I messaged my mate. I was like, put Gambit on there, because I was like, oh, this is a great bit of free promotion if ever I've seen it. So halfway through on the stream, you see my name change from Charlie to Gambit, which obviously is, to everybody else except me and my mate and people who follow me on social media, like, it seems so stupid because the commentator backs that up, because he was like, when it changed, he was like, oh, so I've just been told that Charlie's been asked to change his name to Gambit, and like he was dead confused, and he was like, I wonder why he's done that. Oh, that's odd. Like, I don't know what that's about. But But to be fair to them, you know, they just accepted it and they were like, oh, sound, and then they just started calling me that from now on. But I should have said to the staff or whoever, or the commentators themselves, I should have said, look, that's just what I go by on social media. You know, that's what I want my YouTube channel to go by, and that's what I want to be known as in the poker industry, effectively. So, yeah, it was a bit daft, really. It was funny. Yeah. Anyway, so God, I'm really rambling, and I've not even started yet. So, all right, here we go. Straight into it. Just arriving. There he is, the big dog. So all set for tomorrow. We went down on the Tuesday and we didn't play the main event till the Wednesday, so we just played cash on the Tuesday night. I think this is the next morning now. Look at this too. Look at this. I even took a picture of it before the tournament even started. Come to Papa. Ah! And we actually came so close. 2 spots away. I came 2 spots away. Do you know what's actually mad about this, right? So, about a month ago, before the tournament, I put the thingy, the trophy, as my background picture on my phone. You know, because I believe in positive thinking and all the rest of it. And I hate the word manifestation. I feel like it's so hippy dippy, but I guess that's what it is at the end of the day. So I put this as my background on my phone, so every time I open my phone I would just always be thinking about the trophy and the Goliath and how I could get there. And you know, yeah, it's pretty crazy that a month before I played this tournament I did actually have this as my background, and I came third. I think this is the very first time we walked into the main room. It's so good seeing all the people playing, all the tables, like the buzz in the atmosphere, the sound of the chips. Like, I love it. I absolutely love it. It's great. Doubled up straight away, literally, right? This was the very first hand I played. I doubled up. You know it's gonna go well if you're doubling up after your very first hand. Now, I can't remember hand histories at the best of times. If I've not wrote it down, I'm awful. So I remember that I had pocket jacks on the button, right? And I remember a few key things about this hand because it was very weird. I had pocket jacks on the button. A guy limped in early position. I opened, folded around to him, and he just called. Now the flop was like, it was quite sequential. Like it was like 6, 7, 8. So we had an overpair, and he just check called all the way, right? He check called the flop. It was something like 6, 7, 8. The turn came a 9, right? And then the river was a 10. So we had an overpair the entire way, and then we just binked the straight on the river. And then he checked the river, and then I jammed the river. And he tank called, and he had queens. It was really weird. Like, I remember just being so bemused, because like, I thought I was good the entire way. Like, I thought, I was good the entire way, and then it turns out I was dead the entire way, and I actually got there on the river. But like the way it played out, like I just thought I was good. Like, it was just so weird. Limp calling pre, and then just check calling all the way down. Like, it was just like, yeah, he's just got queens. All right, okay. Anyway. Oh, we got pocket kings nice and early. No idea what happened in the hand, but it's good to see. Oh, there he is, munching on his wrap. Out of all the tables that were there, we were sat like 2 tables away from each other. It was so funny. This was the first hand I got in pre. I believe it was just a short stack jamming with pocket 5s, and I had ace jack, and obviously it was just an easy call. We flop a jack, and then we find some bad news on the river. Luckily this was nice and early on and we weren't at risk, so it wasn't that much of a big deal. Right, and then, okay, so this one, I want to pause it where it's like a clear screen so you can see, but you can't, right? That's kind of clear. So I can't remember the reason why the floor got called over, but the floor got called over for this hand, and it was a crazy hand. It was a 4-way all-in so early on in the day, and it must have been like, the floor must have got called for like, there must have been a wrong raise or an under raise. I think it might have been something to do with an under raise or something like that. And it was 9s versus 10s, and I can't quite make out what the other players had, but we had 9s and 10s. Looks like Jack 10 maybe. And I think someone hits a set here. I think someone hits a set. Oh yeah. Yeah, there you go. The 9s was a set. I don't know if it was a scoop, but looks like 5s, Jack 10, 10s and 9s. Just lost a big flip with Ace Jack versus Jack, Ace King versus Jacks, no big deal. Right, now this one. Wow. Not this one. Come on. Right, so this, I was waiting for this one to come up. Right, it's crazy actually. I thought this was on day 2, but it turns out it was actually quite early on in day 1. I think it was about a quarter or a third of the way through day 1. Now this is just like this is a pure spot. This is just a pure spot that you just like I say, you just dream of. So obviously I've got aces, right? Under the gun, ships it. I don't know how big the stacks are. Under the gun, ships it. Another guy in early position tanks for a while, ends up reshipping it, right? Comes around to me, we've got aces, we're chilling, we're laughing, we're thinking of the Mirage. And I just call. I think I had them both covered. So I call, obviously because we want other people to come in behind us. Don't just want to jam and ISO anyone behind us, like who could have kings. Well, he's not folding kings anyway, is he? But anyway, you know what I'm saying. So I just call, and then it comes around to the big blind, who then goes in the tank, and I'm like, perfect. This is, the exact reason why I call. We want someone else to come in the pot as well. And he tanks for ages, right? And he ends up folding. And now, like I say, I'm a cash game grinder. I don't play tournaments ever, so I don't know much about tournament etiquette. But I assume it's similar. All that. I assume it's very similar, right? There's obviously a few spots that you're going to get that are different in tournaments to cash games, but it's all very much the same. So he tanks, right? And he folds his cards face up. Right, and this is just so bad, right? Because you should never. In my opinion, I think this is bad etiquette. It might not be. Some people might like to know what cards have been folded, but in my opinion, if I'm one of them other two guys and I'm sweating, and this guy folds and shows his cards, and I see that he's got my outs, I'm gonna be pissed, right? I'm gonna be pissed. So I think this is quite a general rule, or it's like an unwritten rule, is like, you just don't ever say what you had. If people are all in and there's cards to come out, you just don't say what you had, ever, in any situation, right? Anyway, this guy folds and he shows what he had, and he had King Queen, right? So I don't know why he's tanking anyway in the first place, because King Queen, when you've got 3 shoves in front of you, is that just a snap fold. And so anyway, so the first guy had Ace Queen, and the second guy had Pocket Queens. So when Pocket Queens obviously runs into aces, obviously you see the aces and you're thinking, oh, right, Queen, needs to hit a set, hit a queen. And then you see that another guy's got ace queens, he's got one of your queens, and the guy open folded king queen, so it shows your other queen. So you just realise, oh fuck, I'm dead, basically. So these guys who were both all in were basically practically dead, unless they could only hit a straight, unless it came like, if it comes 10 jack king, ace queen hits straight, or it comes 10 jack king and then an ace, and then obviously queens has a straight as well, but apart from that, they're just dead. So, and obviously ace queen can't hit an ace, and it can't hit a queen. So it was just absolute carnage, and I can't believe that guy open folded his hand. So anyway, this is the run. Yeah. No clubs. So you heard the guy just there, and one of the guys just said now it's hand because he just knows it's over.
No spades, chilling, happy days.
And what's even crazy? I wish you could. What I never really sort of took in was that, and I said no spades just then as you heard, but it actually runs out 4 spades, which is crazy that no one else has a spade. So we fade the spades, and it's actually 4 to a straight as well with pocket 5s. A 5 makes a straight, but obviously it's unlikely anyone's got a 5 unless someone was short stacked and shoved pocket 5s, but or short stacked and shoved like ace 5. But yeah, we dodged that, and we got the double knockout. I think. So I think I had them both covered.
No worry at all.
And then we're just chilling, absolutely chilling after that. And then I think I just knocked someone else out. I just kept chipping up. No idea what happened in these hands with pitches. Yes, them 3 people who were all sat next to each other all got knocked out by me. And literally this guy here who was proper sound actually. Me and him. This guy sat to my direct right. We were the only people on that table on day 1 to be there from the start and finish at the end as well. We're the only ones left. So I actually got talking to this guy loads, and we followed each other on Instagram. We've been talking since the tournament and stuff, and he wished me luck and whatnot. And yes, that was sound. So I made a friend there. And yeah, it was just so everyone else was asking like, oh, who's gonna be next? Who's gonna get knocked out by Charlie next? Blah, blah, blah. So yeah, we're just chilling with a huge stack on day 1. 180k averages 109k, 4 minutes to go. This was a sick one. I wasn't involved in this, but just look at that. I mean, it's not that sick really, because I think the flop is. No, actually, I think the flop was. Wait, where's the dealer sat? The dealer's going to be sat this side. Yeah, the flop is deuce jack jack, so it is sick actually. The flop is deuce jack jack. He gets it in queens versus 7s. He turns a 7, and then the river's a queen. Oh, you gotta love this game. I've got a quiet. Is this? I think this is me. Yeah, this is me. Some guy. I think I raised, and because the button's here, and this guy sat over here, so he must have been in the blinds maybe. So I think I raised ace queen. He shipped ace 7, and obviously I called off. Yeah, and I don't think we win this one. But it was only, as you can see, it was only a smallish pot. I can't remember how big. I think this is late in the day now. This is 20 past 10, so this is getting to the end of day 1. So I can't actually remember this, but I can't remember this at all. But I didn't realise I was down to 16 bigs towards the end of day 1. Way below average for the first time all day. Yeah, literally day 1, I just cruised the entire time. I was never below average. It was just chipping up and not them dream spots like you saw. And then I completely forgot that. Well, apparently I was down to 16 bigs to the end of day 1, and like I say, I needed a double up. So that's got if I bust soon, I'll have played nearly 12 hours of poker for no reason. Yeah, because obviously I knew I had to get it in soon with 16 big blinds. You know, I didn't really want to come back to day two with like sub 20 big blinds. So I was like, oh, I just need to get it in at some point soon. Tournaments are so great. Yeah, I'm not the biggest fan of tournaments, but in general. And then yeah, and then this happened. I completely forgot about this hand. So it's so difficult to recall, but obviously you can see I've got tens. I think I just opened shipped it. No wait, the button's here, so I must have. It looks like I'm in the big blind. Looks like I'm in the big blind. So yeah, actually I think I called off actually because it's a three-way all in. But obviously I've got less than 16 bigs at this point because I don't know how much time has passed, but I've probably got about maybe 12, 13, 14 bigs. Under the gun ships, there's another ship, and I'm just like, fuck it, let's go. and again, it was a dream. I'm trying to pause it so you can see it, but you can't really see. It was Ace King versus Ace Queen, I think. So I just needed to hold. Yeah, there you go. So it was Ace Queen ships under the gun. Ace King obviously reships it, and then we got tens, and it's just like, fuck it, let's get it in. I'm either going home or I'm coming back to day two with a decent stack. So let's roll. And the flop came 7, 8, 9. Beautiful.
That's a great turn. We'll take it.
Yeah, we just turn it straight. So 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So yeah, we get that triple up, and then managed to take through just under 300k, which I don't know how many bigs that is, but I'm assuming it's about 40, 45, given that I had 15 bigs or so, and then I just tripled up. So yeah, we managed to bag just under 300k, and 1,432 people entered. This is just on this day, on this Wednesday. That's how many people entered on that day. And then out of that many people on the Wednesday, just under 10% went through. 130 people, so including yours truly. So there we are. There we are. Top of the second list. CT. Boom. Let's go. Absolutely peaking. Loving life.
So luckily, some lovely, lovely ladies who play regularly in Manchester have let me stay in their room. So
We're all bed sharing.
it's going to be nice and cozy tonight.